Well, hey folks, welcome to another episode of Send the Mountain. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Steve, and we are two normal guys having an authentic but lighthearted conversation about God and life. What's up, Aaron?
How you doing, buddy?
We are in your backyard.
We are.
We've been quarantined to your house.
Yes.
I'm just moving in. That's what's going to happen.
I'm going to use the basement level.
How are you doing during this craziness?
You know, I'm okay. I mean, for me, I actually have a lot of busy, like things I can keep myself busy with. I got a wife, I got two little kids, keeping them entertained, learning how to do bike riding in the street, I mean, like stuff like that. But I really, it's more like the weird time between like 1 p.m. and like dinner time, 5. It's like, what do you do? What am I doing?
I find that problem between 8 and 9 p.m., 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
The whole day. Well, I mean, who I really feel for are people who are like single by themselves, like in apartments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember those days not under quarantine, and I would go, like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go drive to get a cup of coffee just to get out of the house, like kind
Just
of thing.
to do something.
Like, and you can't do that right now, which is just crazy.
It is crazy. So, I've been reading the Bible more.
Well, that's nice. You've got nothing better to do, right?
Exactly. Nothing better to do but to spend time with God. But I was in this, we're all in this uncertain, weird time in life and craziness. And in Daniel, I was reading something kind of interesting, and maybe we can kind of digest it for a little bit and hopefully hit you guys at home, kind of what we're talking about. But it says, remember Daniel in the lion's den? Pretty popular story. Yeah. Darius, these administrators had him make a decree, like, you're not going to have anyone bow to another god but Darius, and I think that's kind of how the story goes. You'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
And they really wanted to catch Daniel,
right?
And Daniel gets wind of what's happening, and he goes home, and this is kind of crazy. It says this in Daniel verse 10. He says, Daniel went home and knelt down as usual in his upstairs room. And I kind of just thought about that. When craziness and whirlwind and uncertain times surrounded Daniel, it says he went home, knelt down as usual. So that's what he normally does.
Yeah.
When things happen to him.
Yeah.
Like he did it during good times,
right,
bad times.
Regardless if there was a quarantine
or not.
He's like,
job
I'm doing
or no
thing.
job.
Right.
Things are going crazy or not crazy.
Right.
And it kind of had me think, how do I handle situations? And I can say it's not quite like Daniel does, but it's something that I'm learning.
Right.
So, what do you think of that passage?
I mean, it makes me, and I hope you guys will enjoy the entire backyard. It's just the way it is right now.
We're in a zoo.
Totally cool. I mean, what it reminds me of is just like how we react, and I'm sure many of you have heard this before. It's like when you're under pressure, when you're squeezed, what's inside comes out. Think of a lemon. You squeeze it, you get lemon juice out. You squeeze an orange, whatever it is, it comes out. You squeeze a peanut butter comes out. I guess is that how that works?
Almond
right.
juice,
almond milk.
Oil milk.
No, you got to do the little teats for that one. Anyway,
oh my god.
This is what happens when you're under quarantine for this long.
We are losing our mind. It's the first time we've seen each other in a long time.
It's a good time. But that's a really good, and I've even been thinking of that myself. Like, how am I acting right now? How am I reacting? How am I treating my wife, my kids? It should be like normal, because if it changes just because of my environment, then that's not good. So I mean that's where I'm at.
And how do you do, Tommy?
Yeah, bud.
That's pretty good. Staying pretty legit and cool. And one of the things, like it continues on. He says he prayed 3 times a day as he had always done, giving thanks to God. And I always sit there going, man, I wish I can. It's something that I've actually challenged myself through this month, quarantine month, is to build new habits. I was reading a meme and it kind of got to me. It says, nothing changes until something changes.
Yeah.
I think that sounded
That sounds right. Nothing changes until something changes.
Yeah, so you're going to continue to have these habits. Like, we kind of get frustrated. I don't know about you, but I've been frustrated. Like, when things are going wrong or something is uncertain, I kind of have these habits, and I always kind of beat myself up
Yeah.
later, going, "Man, I wish I would have done it different. I wish I handled it different." And we kind of live in this woulda, shoulda, coulda
Yeah.
type of mindset and kind of way.
Right.
And it sitting there going, I want to start building new habits. And so I've actually been intentional in growing in my relationship with
good.
God, and kind of like writing down scriptures and kind of like
Right.
getting it into my mind and kind of learning what Daniel did, because it really hit me so much. Like, this is the usual thing he did,
Yeah.
and this is a lion's den.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's worse than what most of us are
To
experiencing.
be in quarantine with my
Right.
family,
Right.
and I just sit there going, man, what are some of the things like? Do you feel like you live the Daniel way?
Oh no, there are definitely aspects of my life that I'm like, okay, why am I going back to watching 3 hours of TV every night instead of going to bed like I should and wake up early? You know, why is that? Am I overeating? Am I over drinking? You know, different things. You know, like what am I doing, and why? And if so, why am I consuming more of something? You know, than maybe I should. You know, and really thinking through that and going, okay, what is going on here, and I shouldn't be doing that. And if you catch yourself, change it. Change if you're like, whoa, like I just realized even like over the last like 24 hours or 48 hours, like I had a really bad coffee habit for a long time that was keeping me up late, and it was giving me like headaches. And so over the last several months, I've really weaned myself way back to like, for me, way back, which is like 32 ounces of 72. Good lord, 32 ounces of coffee a day, where I was doing more like 64 ounces, 2 Nalgene's worth of coffee a day, and I just drank it like nonstop. And I realized that just because of quarantine, like I'm starting to drink it like I'm like, I got nothing else to do. Here's another cup. Here's another cup. Here's another cup. And like yesterday, I had a horrible headache all day. I was like kind of irritable. I didn't I didn't sleep well. And I'm like, what is happening? Oh, I'm going back
Just a
to
disclaimer, that's his normal self. He's very irritable.
irritable. Am I?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Probably because you're drinking 64 ounces.
Right.
That's a lot
So
of coffee.
yeah. So like today, I think I've only had 12 ounces so far. It's
And
like
I've
late
had
afternoon.
0 in 4 months.
There you go. So I mean, that's just
Mormon.
one like small example, you know, of that. But for maybe some of you, it's like alcohol. You're like, whoa, why am I like drinking this like all the time? Like I would have it from time to time, and now I'm like all the time. I can't go a day now during quarantine without it. Like that's not good.
Binge snacking.
Yeah, binge snacking. It doesn't have to be stuff like that. Yeah, it can be like, man, I just can't stop eating.
And that's one of the things that I'm going to stop you. Like, that's one of the things. Before we went in quarantine, I was been kind of getting back into getting in shape and fit, and that's actually something I've had to push myself.
Yeah.
I go to the local elementary school. I work out. I run. I try to figure out how to stay fit, eat healthy.
Right.
And I'm actually using this time to go, man, I did not like my habits.
Yeah.
I was just kind of sporadic. I want to get more disciplined.
Right.
And even in 1 Corinthians 9, it talks about how I run every step with a purpose.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's easy to get lazy. It's easy to get irritable during this time. It's easy to start picking up bad habits
Yep.
and almost magnifying bad habits you already had
Right.
during this time, instead of like going, oh, I need to change something.
Right.
And only you have the power to change it.
Right. And I think if I remember the story correctly, it's something that Daniel had a routine, and I think he did it like every night and every day, or every morning and night, or
He did
like
3 times a day.
3 times a day. So he had routine, and I think that's really key for some of you with particularly what's going on right now. But I think just in life in general. But even if you're like a single person, you got like some work at home, you know that you're doing, and then that's it, and you're like, I'm not even like, what do? I can do whatever I want. Who cares? Write a routine down. I'm gonna wake up at this time tomorrow. I'm gonna work out from here to here. I'm gonna do that conference call from here to here. I'm gonna read a book for an hour, and then I'm gonna cook a new meal that I haven't tried. You know, whatever the heck you're doing. But even write down the mundane stuff and try and keep yourself to it, and you'll find that the day is much more productive. We usually, since it's started, like we'll do that Monday and Tuesday, and by like Wednesday, Thursday, we kind of fall off the train each week. But the first part of the week starts out well
Yes.
because we literally take Sunday night, and my wife and I write down the things that we need to get done, you know, over the week, and when are we doing it, and you know, between this time and this time I'm doing this, and you know, this afternoon I got to do that, and we try to structure the day for the kids and for ourselves, and it goes a lot better.
I think that's key. Ultimate story is, if you're getting in these bad hang-ups and habits that you're just like, I'm just kind of tired of, now's a good time to start changing them. and kind of get in good habits and stay fit mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, mentally, because it can get crazy getting like feeling like you're tied up and tied down to things. And I just want to encourage you, like if you're feeling like irritable and you're just like, man, I'm just struggling in this area, like start building new habits and
Right.
new routines, and it's definitely what I'm doing.
Right.
So hopefully when I get out of this,
Yeah.
when I it's just so weird
Yeah.
that I can start implementing them.
Right. And that's not just like, well, I did that because I had nothing better to do, and now I'll go back, like the joke that I said in the beginning. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but like figure out how to do that so you can keep it when you go back to whatever normal is here in another month or two.
That's it.
Cool. Well,
good.
hey, we love you guys. We're praying for you. Put comments below if there's anything we can do to pray for you guys about. If there's family situations, just know that you guys are not alone during this time.
Yep. Thank you for subscribing and all that good stuff, and we appreciate you guys. Peace.